In 2010, more than 43,000 people in the United States were diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. The outlook is poor, with less than 5% of those diagnosed still alive 5 years after diagnosis. It is sometimes called a silent killer because early pancreatic cancer often does not cause symptoms, and it's not usually diagnosed until it's quite advanced. Merlin Littlefield was heavily involved in the music business for over 30 years until he passed away from the disease. Now his wife is working with the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network to help raise awareness and to double the survival rate of this deadly disease. Lynn caught up with her and a few friends at a tribute in his honor at ASCAP's Nashville office.
I'm here with Larry Gatlin, who is here today. You're going to be hosting tonight's event.
I am.
You are.
I get ready.
And you're going to be performing. And
I am.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think so.
And you're here for a very good cause. You were dear friends with Merlin.
Oh, and I, you know, like President Johnson said when President Kennedy got shot, I'd give everything I own not to be standing here right now. Merlin, he'd walk in a room and he wouldn't say hello. He'd go, the first thing would be this cackle that I can't do. It's like it was, Woody Woodpecker. And I mean, that's the kind of guy he was. Before he'd say your name, how are you, he'd look at you and laugh. And, you know, that was just Merlin. So I miss him. Eileen, his widow, started following us around. Her mother was a big Gatlin Brothers fan when she was probably 12, 13, 14 years old, and a few years later actually dated one of the guys in my band, Ziggy Johnson, great piano player here in town. So we've known Eileen forever, and Merlin and Lisa Nemi, Swayze is here tonight, Buddy Patrick's widow. So being back in Nashville is great. I just wish I wasn't here under these circumstances.
'Cause losing everything is like the sun going down on me.
It's a common thread between Larry and I and Lisa. Larry and I were very good friends, also my husband and Larry, and Patrick and Larry, best friends. And so Larry actually hooked Lisa and I up. So we've been friends for about a year now.
We're really trying to create an atmosphere where pancreatic cancer research is a priority. Because like when my husband was first diagnosed, the first thing that came in his mind is, I'm a dead man. And I know several of the other ladies here tonight who were in the absolute same position. And, you know, we just have to stop losing our loved ones to this terrible disease.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere.
Talk a little bit about Merlin and how much Nashville meant to him and country music and what he would think today about you guys doing this.
Gosh, he was just instrumental in signing so many artists to ASCAP. He worked radio promotion back in the day, you know, back in the 60s and 70s, out on the road with Elvis and Merle Haggard, and very instrumental in Garth. You know, he and Garth, great friends, and he helped him tremendously when he came to town back in the 80s. And also just very helpful, just a helpful man in guiding people and telling them what to do and what not to do. Didn't have a filter, you know, just always said the way everything was, you know, just he didn't, you know, candy coat anything. And sometimes, you know, people don't like that because they like the candy coat, but that's really what he's noted for being so honest and letting people know, you know, what it's like here in Nashville, to come to Nashville, to be a songwriter, to be an entertainer. You know, he educated a lot of people.
A big reason why I keep on you know, trying to spread the word as much as I can, as I know for Patrick, he's such a fantastic man, and if this illness had helped anyone, it would be the highest honor for him.
You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away.
It was about 12 years ago that my father was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He was 52 years old, and he only lived for 4 months after his diagnosis. My father's death will always be devastating to me. But what was just as devastating was the hopelessness that we felt through the entire experience. After he was diagnosed, we learned that 75% of pancreatic cancer patients will die within the first 12 months of diagnosis. The 5-year survival rate is just 6%. We learned that pancreatic cancer is the 4th leading cause of cancer death in the United States. There is no early detection method and very few effective treatment options. And we learned that historically, pancreatic cancer has been disproportionately funded, both federally and privately. It was because of this hopelessness that I decided to get involved 11 years ago with the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. Hope is an important thing. Just last week, I met a survivor. His name was Michael, and he lives in New Jersey with his wife, Nancy, and 2 children. He's a 5-year survivor, and he said it was amazing to him to have the support and to know that the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network existed and that there were volunteers and supporters like all of you working all around the country to provide hope and some support to this community.
It's a good thing to be grateful for somebody's life. Thanks, Merlin.
For more information on how you can help fight pancreatic cancer or to learn more about the disease and its symptoms, please visit pancan.org. We still have lots more ahead here on Inside Music Row, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
You're watching Inside Music Row. Stay tuned because I'm coming up next and I'm going to talk about my new single, Maybe Tonight.